The authentic, collaborative relationships Constantia Insurance has with its business partners are the very foundation of their success. And because Constantia believes that their partner's success is their success, they strive to work together to co-create solutions and ensure that their partnerships thrive and deliver shared, sustainable value for all. One of the partners I'm referring to is Stratum Benefits, a gap cover and health insurance provider. Today, I am talking to Marco Fonto, MD at Stratum Benefits. Marco, it's good to connect.
Oh, good morning. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you. Today, we will focus primarily on gap cover and not health insurance. But before we start, please tell us a little bit more about Stratum Benefits, a little bit of a history, short and sweet.
So Stratum Benefits has been in existence for about 15 years. We primarily focus on medical aid gap cover. We also do a small amount of medical health insurance, which is obviously growing day by day. We're an independent company. We're not affiliated with any medical scheme. Yeah, we're a small business that's proudly South African.
Our audience is brokers, and they are obviously quite au fait with gap cover. But we have picked up that we've got some people outside of our industry who also watch these interviews. So in a nutshell, please tell us exactly what gap cover is and why it's important to have gap cover.
Gap cover, when we started 15 years ago, was a very simple insurance policy that one took out. Literally, the application form was a half a page. It said, I want gap cover. There was one price. You paid that price and you were 100% covered for any eventuality that might occur in hospital. Gap cover has evolved so much because medical schemes have evolved and options on medical schemes have evolved. And things like deductibles or co-payments have been introduced into medical schemes and different percentages of co-payments and deductibles. Gap cover used to just simply be the difference between what a medical specialist charges, okay, when he sees you in hospital for a procedure, and what your medical aid paid. But now it's become a very vast, comprehensive policy that, as I said, covers you for many, many different eventualities. There might be a situation where a person would go into hospital and there would almost be 4 parts to a gap cover claim. So it has become a little bit more complex, but obviously with the help of brokers, that is explained to clients, and it's still relatively, it's easy to understand. Basically, you go into hospital, and if you have any shortfalls in hospital, your gap cover policy looks to cover those shortfalls. I'm not saying it covers it 100% all the time, because there's so many different variables, but I'm saying you are very, very well covered should you go into hospital for a medical event.
Okay, thank you for that. Tell us a little bit now more broker related about some of the trends that you're seeing in the gap cover space. For example, are more people really looking at buying gap cover? Are people claiming more? What's the average cost of a gap claim? And how much has this changed since the start of the pandemic? Are people downgrading their medical scheme and rather filling it up with a gap cover? Please talk me through some of that.
Okay. I'm going to try and remember all the questions you asked me because there was about 7 questions in there. Okay, so basically, if we look at the trends of people buying gap cover, are people buying gap cover? Yes, they are. They are buying gap cover. More people buy gap cover every single year. The reason for that is because medical schemes increase every single year. Okay, they increase their benefit, they increase their contribution requirements every single year. As a result of that, with a lot of pressure that's been exerted on our economy for the last, probably 10 years, okay, people are always looking to save money when it comes to medical aid contributions. A way to do that is to supplement the cover that you would have received on a higher benefit option on your medical scheme with a gap cover policy. So it almost goes hand in hand. The trend with medical schemes is that people have been buying down year on year on year. And with gap cover policies being there and being as comprehensive as they are and as cost effective as they are, it is a trend for people to buy gap cover, for people to look for gap cover via different means, but still mainly via brokers, and to keep their gap cover. During the pandemic, what we saw is that people realized that all forms of insurance are important. You know, be that a dread disease cover, a life cover, a medical aid, and specifically a gap cover. So we saw that people were definitely paying more attention, making sure that all of those covers were in place and that they weren't letting them lapse. So we saw a large amount of people, a very stable, we saw a very stable band, a period of time during the pandemic, where people realized that it was important to have those sorts of covers in place. In terms of trends that we are seeing, we are definitely seeing, and this is over a number of years. So, you know, I'm talking maybe, you know, trends over the last 5 years. We've seen that our average claim is between 5.5 and 6,000 Rand. That's the average claim that comes through. We've seen the frequency of claims go up exponentially. So, you know what I mean? We've got people, you know, on cover with us, members that have claimed up to 30 times in 1 year. All right, for different parts. That could be for a co-payment for instance, if you look at a dread disease component of our policy, which covers you for cancer co-payments, you know what I mean? People could be claiming from us almost every second month for the shortfall that they have in terms of their cancer treatment, because that's one of our benefits. So the frequency has gone up dramatically. And also the number of, you know, like if you look at it, we have instances now where over a year, because of the different ways the schemes have structured their benefits, you know, you could almost have a family of 4 and you could almost have 3 claims because it was, you know, like the child, the mother, and the father going in for different kinds of procedures in a year. And so you could almost get 3 claims out of one family. So the frequency has definitely gone up. And the variance, the way that the different forms of claims are also, it's very interesting to see how, you know, different people claim from different parts of their policy. So that is the trend that we're seeing lately.
That's very interesting, and I think you've answered all 7 questions. Thank you. Another question is there things that you see more claims go in for? So is there, do people claim more for cesareans than for anything else? Is there a specific thing that really stands out in terms of what people claim for?
Definitely. So you have a very
where are the specialists the most expensive?
I'd say that the orthopedics are probably very expensive. You have issues where you come to surgeries with regards to heart surgeries. Cesarean sections are extremely expensive. I mean, we probably, you know, we'll cover thousands, you know, of cesarean sections, you know. So in any of those specialities, you know, you have the trend in your policy. So young families will have more cesareans. When you get to your 50s and 60s, you know what I mean, you'll have, or your 40s, I suppose, you'll have, there'll be a lot of scopes and scans that will be done, investigative procedures, which are also, you know, in terms of numbers that we cover are, it's you know, hundreds and hundreds that we cover of those. And then later on in life, you'll get the replacements. So then you get, you know, your prosthetic devices and things like that. So it's almost like a policy that grows with you as you age. You go through different, you know, you go through different times in your life, and your age will dictate very closely what sort of procedures you will be having. So that's what we found now.
Very interesting. Okay, how important is the broker for Stratum benefits?
You know, like brokers for us are extremely important. And I'll tell you why. It's because that is the only way we market our product. We only market via brokers. We have done so since the beginning when we started this business. It's not like we have a hybrid model. Yes, sure, we have people that walk in here and, you'll get the odd 1 in 1,000 that says, I don't want a broker, I want to, you know what I mean? In that case, we're not allowed to refuse offering cover, but 99.9% of our clients come via our broker channels, our broker markets. We've got over 1,500 brokers that actively support us. And it's important for us. In many ways, brokers keep you very honest. They don't let companies get away with bad service. They don't let companies get away with incorrect calls when it comes to claims. I would say on any policy today, and I might be bucking the trend when it comes to, everybody's on the direct bandwagon. But a broker, honestly, it's very important for people to have brokers and to have broker relationships, and that stands for everything that you do in insurance. An insurance policy today, or even just to sell insurance, is a specialized field. Brokers study for years in order to do that. So, I would recommend that people use brokers, because they will literally, they fight for you. They fight for the consumer. Yeah, so they're very important to us.
100% agree with you, 100%. So briefly, what are the regulatory requirements for a broker to be able to sell gap cover?
It's just short-term personal lines.
Okay.
So that's all you require. We don't require a medical scheme, although the majority of people are registered with the Medical Schemes Council. But in our definition, it would be the same kind of insurance that you sell if you sell house insurance or car insurance. That it falls under the exact same category.
Okay. You are one of a few gap cover providers in the market. What makes you unique, and why should brokers support or do business with Stratum Benefits?
Well, once again, I mean, we're a relatively we're a small company. We're a South African company. Supporting us is supporting small business. We are not aligned with any major insurer other than our underwriter Constantia, and as I said, we're not part of any large insurance conglomerate. So when you come to us, you get a level of independence. In terms of the service we offer, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that our service is always the best. And we always, do everything 100% right. I can tell you that every single client that we have matters. Every single broker that we have matters. And when we find a problem, we fix it. We care about it. Issues will come via me. Brokers phone me directly if there's an issue on a policy, and we fix it fast, because we need every single policy, and we appreciate that policy that broker's given us. So I think that's what makes us different. You're still dealing with a small business where your application, your claim, your just in general, your experience with us, it matters to us. So I think that's what makes us different.
Any last message to an audience that's important for you and for us, the brokers?
I would just say that, it's a lot of brokers still, sort of don't sell gap cover or don't consider offering gap cover to their clients. And I would say that it's an important facet to add to any insurance offering that you're offering a client. It's definitely going to save people, a whole lot of expense and pain down the road. It's most definitely, because if you're on a medical aid and you go into hospital, there is, the chances are it's 97, 98% chance there's going to be a shortfall. A lot of people in today's economic environment don't have extra money. They can't put it on their credit card. They can't put it on, They're in a situation where they either have to ask somebody for a loan or go for even, heaven forbid, go and get a cash loan, off the internet and pay exorbitant fees. So I would say, that gap cover policy that you're going to sell that client it's probably one of the best policies you could ever sell them, and they will thank you for selling them that policy. So I'd like them to look at it like that. And make the effort to get in touch with us, get a contract, get training. It's really easy. It's not difficult. We do very good training, and yeah, market it to your base. That's what I would say.
Thank you for your time, Marco. I enjoyed chatting with you, and all the best for 2022.
It's a great pleasure. Thank you for having me.